Choosing a good investment is only half of the work when it comes to CSGO investing. Figuring out the best time to sell can be an even bigger challenge, and potentially make you miss out on a lot of money if you can't find the right time. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the major investments right now, and what cues I think should cause you to consider the option of selling, and what can cause the items to spike in price as well. As per usual, if you are either new to the channel or just not subscribed yet, subbing would be greatly appreciated. I try to upload every other day with new CSGO content, especially focused around investing currently. And same as last video, if you are subscribed, leave a like and comment your trade link, and I'm going to be giving away some random cases and random skins in my inventory to some of you guys. And the support on last video was insane, so I'm going to try and stock up on some items to give you guys every video. But for now, let's get right into the video. So first of all, I want to talk about broken Fang cases because these things have quite a bit of risk to them actually, which might come as a surprise as, I mean, they're an operation item, right? Why wouldn't they just spike up in price when the operation is over? Well, I've covered this before, but I still get a lot of questions about it, so let's quickly go over it again a bit more in depth this time. First of all, the shattered web case, the main case from the operation before Broken Fang, looked like a great investment for the first few months. It had good looking knives and had a lot of hype behind it, and its price was reflecting that as well, as people knew this case was completely discontinued after the operation ended. But something people forgot to consider was that these knives could be re-released in another new case, and that's exactly what happened when the fracture case got released on August 6, 2020. The shattered web case went from sitting at around $260 to tanking to $170, 90-cent tank in just one day, and has continued to be on a pretty substantial decrease since, and appears to currently have bottomed out at around $1. So it's been here for about 8 weeks, so the hype has just completely died. If there was a potential for profit, you probably missed it if you held on for this long. Maybe it'll spike up in a bit as maybe the hype will build up again, but there's really no reason to open it as the fracture case is cheaper, has the same knives, and better reds. So what should you learn from this? You obviously can't just magically tell if a new case is going to be re-released with the same gloves as the Broken Fang case, and this whole thing is going to happen again, and we're going to see the same trend as the shattered web case this time around. Which in my opinion, I think it will, but that's just my opinion. I don't really have a base behind it besides just that it happened with shattered web, and I don't think these gloves would just be limited to an operation case, which is why I haven't been a fan of long-term investing in these cases. So my recommendation is go into it with the price in mind that you want to profit at. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme, and it might not make you tenfold your money or something insane. It is an investment and there is risk involved, of course. So if I were you, if I thought I made a fair amount of money on these cases maybe a month or two after the operation ends, I might sell most of them, keep a couple. It depends how much I want to risk. Operation Shattered Web ended March 30th, 2020, and once again, the fracture case was released on August 6, 2020, a bit over 4 months after the end of Operation Shattered Web, so maybe 4 months time is maybe the time we'll see a new case released with the same gloves as Operation Broken Fang, but there's also a possibility that that might be really delayed. It might just not happen. We might see a new case with new knives released, or knife skins for one of the old knives. We don't really know, which is once again why there's risk involved. This is an investment. You have to be careful, but if you want to be as safe as possible, that's pretty much all the information you need to know with a Broken Fang case. But keep in mind that things can cause huge dips in price of your investments, so you're always ready if something like that does happen, and you can sell as soon as possible so you don't lose a lot of money. Now, don't take this the wrong way, as I don't mean it for all investments. Don't just panic sell if something goes wrong, but once again, if we look at the price trend of the shattered web case after the fracture case was released, it might be a good idea if the same situation happens with the Broken Fang case if you overstay your welcome, because the shattered web case didn't just decrease once and then go back to where it was. It decreased and decreased and decreased and now sits flat at $1 when it was almost at $3 at its peak. But moving on, the next thing I want to talk about is sticker capsules, and not just RMR capsules, but ones from the past majors as well, and majors in the future. These are one of the biggest investments right now, and when next major comes around, I'm sure we'll see a ton of people will be buying them as well. So when should you sell these things? So first of all, fortunately, the trend of these is a lot more predictable than something like the broken Fang case, where we kind of have to guesstimate. This is a trend of the Berlin 2019 Legends autograph capsules, and I'm going to break down every major spike and dip in it, and what caused them. First of all, this huge first spike that didn't last too long is one of the weirder ones. As far as I know, it's just because of some major hype surge that caused a ton of sticker prices to spike up. Not just in major capsules either. Like, if we look at the crown foil, it shows the same exact trend at the same exact time and dies down at the same time as well. So this one isn't too important as it's kind of unpredictable. It's not something you have to worry about. But the second red circle represents the ESL1 Real Major being cancelled, which caused another pretty big spike because these stickers were going to be delayed again. We aren't going to see new major stickers for quite a while, so people are like, okay, I'm going to buy in on the old ones, keep them as an investment, hopefully make some money. Now, I don't believe this is going to happen again as COVID seems to be getting a bit more under control, and hopefully the next major isn't pushed back again, but if it is, these things will spike up again if the major is pushed back. The third red circle is actually a really important one as it represents the release of Operation Broken Fang, which surprisingly does affect the price of a lot of investments, which is really interesting because you probably think, why would an Operation release affect the price of major stickers? That doesn't really make sense, right? Well, first of all, it doesn't really look like much of a dip, but these capsules actually went from 136 a piece to 116 when it happened. So in the future, it can be a good potential time to buy in and maybe resell as the price corrects itself, as the kind of just doomsday, oh no, I need to sell, kind of goes away and people are like, okay, I'm going to buy back in or whatever. But the reason these things tanked when the Operation came around is because a lot of people seem to sell their investments when either a sale comes around, Steam Summer Sale, something like this, or when a new CSGO investing opportunity comes around. For example, a major where people are going to want to either sell their sticker capsules, cases, whatever it may be, to buy the major pass or just buy investments from the major, something like that. It always happens, and yeah, it's pretty predictable. It's something that you need to look out for. Obviously, you can't predict when a new Operation is going to come around, but new major dates seem pretty consistent. They're always released, so it's definitely something to look at and definitely a time to consider selling, or at least consider how the price of your item is going to hold up after something like this happens. But the final red circle actually represents over a 30-cent dip from 140 to 110 as the RMR capsules were released. So a lot of the price around the old major capsules, and definitely ones in the future, is based on, first of all, if the major is pushed back, which ideally will never happen again, but I mean, we'll see with COVID, it's always an option. And also, when a new Operation or new sticker capsule with team or player stickers is released. So selling before the next major comes around has proven to be a pretty good strategy, whether it's for actual stickers from old majors, like for example, if we look at Astralis from Boston 2018, it shows pretty much the same trend as Berlin capsules, so don't think, oh, I invested in stickers, not capsules, I'm safe, the new Operation isn't going to be affecting my investment. It does. It pretty much affects most big investments, and if you invest in stuff that other people are investing in, you're probably going to see a dip as well. Always something to look out for. But yeah, stickers and broken Fang cases, probably the two biggest investments right now, and I'm sure we'll see more Operations and of course more majors in the future, so this information can also be helpful in the future and not just with current investments you may have or maybe looking to get into right now. But besides all that, I think that does pretty much wrap up everything I wanted to go over in this video. So once again, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new and interested in the CSGO investing scene, and feel free to check out some of my other investing videos as well, and leave a comment if you have any questions, or comment your trade link and I'll try to give you guys some random cases and random skins to a few of you. But besides all that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.